Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Simply Colorful Fibercast. Today's date is December 20th, 2019. My name is Lynn Marquidant, and I'm your host. Welcome. We are ready to do an hour of sewing. This is our 50th episode of the year, so welcome, everyone. I hope that you are enjoying your evening and getting ready for Christmas, or whatever holiday you're celebrating, not just Christmas. But it turns out that I am in the process of making some last minute gifts, and I thought I would make some pillowcases. And I also wanted to give you an update on the quilt behind me. Boy, there's a lot of light green space there going on, but welcome, grab your project, and don't forget to send me information about what you're working on to lynn@simplycolorful.com or post it here on Facebook Live. And if you're not Facebook Live, YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, please do to the Simply Colorful YouTube channel. And you just go to youtube.com/simplycolorful, all one word, and just hit subscribe. And then you'll know whenever I go live. So welcome. Again, I'm going to make some pillowcases, and I'm making them the easy way. And I've never done it this way. So we're going to work this together. I've done the burrito method, but what I had a couple of yards of this beautiful holly fabric from Michael Miller. I do love this fabric. I also had a couple of yards of this stripe, and they went well together. And then, so what I've done is I've cut out two pieces here of this that measure 34 inches by the width of the fabric. So it's 34 inches. And my end result, I want it to be 31 inches, my standard pillowcase, 31 by, after I take the seam allowances, whatever that is, maybe 20, 22, 21, 22. And I have four of them, and they all measure 34 inches long by the width of the fabric. Then what I did was I've drawn a line on each of them at the 28 inch. So 6 inches down from the end of each one, I've drawn a line. And I've also created this flange. I want to add a flange to each of them, and I want to do the alternating. So on the holly, I'll do the striped flange, and on the stripe, I'll do the holly flange. And what I thought was, I drew these lines, and I'm going to do a lot of just straight sewing. Basically, I'm going to sew the flange down. That'll be one step. Then I'm going to fold this over where I sewed the flange and sew another seam to hide that stitch that I just did on the flange. And then I will iron it back and do a top stitch, and then my flange will be in there. So let me show you one. And then we'll just make the standard pillowcase like, I wonder if we could just do that. No. This will all be good. And why don't we do a holly one? Because I love that fabric. Hello, Carol. Happy holidays. I hope you've had a good week. Okay, so I'm putting these two aside. Let's see, so you can see them there, right? Okay. And we've got, this is 2 inches or 2 1/4 that I've then ironed in half. So let's take one holly pillowcase. Can you believe it's December 20th already? Woo! Tomorrow we head to Karen. Hey, KB! Speaking of the devil, welcome. You still up for company? For a quick visit? Bob and I are all packed, and we'll leave first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, so here is my line, and it's 6 inches in from this side. Just as a recap, I'm making pillowcases. Been busy sewing folded tote bags. Ooh, good for you. That's a great idea. You know, I'm going to do that next year. Do you believe we've done 50 episodes? What have we done? We should do a recap of all that we've done. Maybe next week. Next week will be our final session in 2019. Okay, so now, oh, and I've discovered I have a new favorite foot. It is 52D. It has a rubberized bottom that does a nice grip. There's one thing, I do love this machine, but if there's one thing that I wish that it did was that it didn't wobble so much when it's sewing. Oh, I have things to show you too, some gifts. And I know the views kind of back up, but KB, I wanted you to see the progress so far. I don't think this will be packed with me tomorrow. There's a lot of green in it. So I have an idea. Whoops, let's change the foot, which is 52D. It's so smart. It knows that I don't have the right foot in. Oh, excuse me. Ay, ay, ay. I have to commend everyone. Everyone is doing a good job of sending their Christmas packages. I'm just finishing 5 days of active stowing at the warehouse. Lifting and bending and moving up and down. Ay, ay, ay. And because there are more packages and they seem to be bigger, you have to get really good at, like they say, playing Tetris and packing the bags with these packages. So I'm just basically basting my flange onto my pillowcase, lining it up with the line I drew at 28 inches. And boy, do I love this holly fabric. Okay, I'll show you what I've got. Let me turn on my iron. So there we go. Isn't that going to be pretty? So I've sewn that on. Now what I'm going to do is iron this top over so you can see this. And then do another seam. Bob had to go into, I think it was Waltham today, for his builder's license. Every year he has to do training to recertify. And sometimes it's online, but they also have, some classes have to be taken live. And so he went and learned about safety, which I thought was a great thing. Learned about OSHA standards, and he texted me in midday and said he was learning things, so that was good. I haven't really talked to him about it. We're going to talk about it tomorrow when we're in the car. He said there was something about learning about safety of power tools, and then he pulled down his pant leg and he showed me that, oh, it's been Santa's workshop around here. He's whipping up all sorts of things. But apparently he was working with the orbital sander down near his leg, and he got himself a little abrasion, as I'm sure an orbital sander is likely to do. Okay, so how am I going to, I'm going to switch my feet. Now what I need is this cool one. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sue. Sue Bryant out there. Oh, I'm so glad. to see everyone, 10D is what I'm putting on, and I have my 9mm plate on, so I can adjust. Let's see, 10D. Okay. Now I'm going to move the needle way over so that hopefully, oh, this is kind of good. I'll do it on this side so I can see the stitching, the last stitching I did. So what was I saying? This is working, although I'm not really using it as intended, because my last stitch was too far in. So I'm kind of riding the metal foot. Ugh, what did I do here? Okay, that was step 2. So now the flange is in there. Okay, so there's the flange in the pillowcase. Now what I'm hoping to do is I guess I'm going to do a little teeny tiny burrito. No, I'm not. It's too small to do that. So all we're going to do is more ironing. Talk about doing things on the fly, huh? Dawn Stewart. Hi, everyone. Dawn's working on a Christmas wall hanging. Aw. Happy holidays, Dawn. So nice to see you out there. I hope you've had a good week and things aren't too busy at your job. Dawn runs the office where she works. In addition to writes, you know, if you need a last-minute Christmas gift, Dawn has written a couple of excellent books for quilters. Links to them are on the Simply Colorful website. Okay, now I'm living dangerously. This is not going to be as nice. So I'm going to try a burrito with a very thin burrito. So what we're going to do is roll this up. I hope this works okay. Oh, I guess you can't really see me. But you can see the quilt behind me. See the cat? KB made that cat. I love it. KB, we're down to just 3 trees to complement the cat. There's lots of green, and it measures 71 across by 71 down. And our fabric is, we can accommodate 72 by 82. So what I thought I would do is take these 5-inch squares and do green and red across the top and the bottom, just to add a little more interest. I don't think I'll regret it. Okay, so here I'm rolling up a burrito. I know you can't really see me, can you? I'm even going to pin it here on the outside so that then I can pull this over. The key is not to get your burrito caught in this stitching. So while the first two seams I did pretty fast, this seam I'll try to put the governor on the pedal. Speaking of governors, have you seen your UPS people out servicing packages? Is UPS a worldwide company, I wonder? It must be. International shipping and all. What else is going on? You know, we watch usually, which kind of is a little sad, tells you how old we are. We usually watch Wheel of Fortune at night at 7 before Jeopardy. And we noticed that Pat Sajak, who I think we've talked about before on this show, who's in his 70s, he had a health scare, an intestinal tract blockage, which is not good. You need to be able to process food. So he had emergency surgery in November, and this is all public knowledge. It's not like I'm talking out of school because I Googled it. Anyway, Vanna White has been driving the show, and it's so, all these years we've seen Vanna turning the letters, and it really is interesting that she feels like is her forte. She's learning how to host a show. She's doing great. And Pat Sajak has already filmed new episodes. He'll be back. But that's the scoop on Wheel of Fortune, in case anyone out there. So I have a very small burrito, probably the smallest I would ever do. And now I'm switching back my foot. Because I really need a better grip, and I'm doing a wider seam than that foot will accommodate. So I'm back to 52D. Okay. And I'm just doing my standard 2.5 inches. Oh, there we go. To turn it so I can see the pins. And again, I want to catch. Oh, I have a couple of Christmas gifts that I want to show you all. Oh, this might be tricky to turn too. I can do it. Is our now retired Sue Norton out there? Hi, Allie down under. Hi. Nice to see you. Happy Saturday down under. Once we do one, then I'll show you the other Christmas gifts I wanted to show you. They're quilting related. I was thinking the other day, all year, I think I've been saying that we're in our 7th season. We're not. We're in our 6th one, let's see. So come January, we'll start our 7th year. 2014, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. Let's see how dumb I can get every year. I've been listening to a tape that Nora Ephron wrote. And actually, it's an audiobook. I could relate to it. Let me tell you what it says. Nora Ephron, it says, the title is I Remember Nothing and Other Reflections. Author of I Feel Bad About My Neck. Ooh, I'm going to have to read that. Anyway, she wrote When Harry Met Sally and lots of other screenplays too. Anyway, she talks about how her memory is going, and I could relate. Okay, so now we have this burrito. Usually the burrito for these is a little bit wider because instead of using a 6-inch turn, you're using a 15-inch, or what's half of 15? 8, 7.5. But I think this will work. And the reason I wanted to do it this way is it gives such a nice clean edge to that pillow. Come on. Just what we need on a Friday night, right? There we go. So I know you can't believe that this is going to turn out, but it does. It's hard on your fingers, though. So if you're out there, say hi. Oh, Sue says, what size pillowcase are you making? Okay, so it's going to end up being 31 inches in width, a standard pillowcase, so it's not a king. 31 inches by the width of the fabric, maybe 21, when all said and done, 22. So 31 by 22, and I'll measure it when we're done. It kind of depends on what size French seams I do, and the width of different fabric, and the width of my flange. For example, my flange on this of the striped fabric was shorter than the width of this Michael Miller Holly fabric. So I have to adjust there. But hopefully that gave you an idea. Okay, so we have a very small but cute opening to our pillowcase. And on the back, you can't see any seam because we just hit it. Okay, now I'm going to iron it flat. Like, look at this. See how my stripes stop there? That's a good 1.5 inches before the edge. So I'm going to have to tighten the whole thing up. So it might end up being more like 20 inches wide, which is fine. I've made many of these and they all seem to fit my standard pillows. But I'll make one and check and see who's out there. I think I started late. I didn't mean to. My watch says 8:26. And the computer seems to say 8:30. What does this one say? 8:26. That's odd. Anyway, thank you for joining. I wonder if Sandra's out there. And Maggie and Peggy and Sue and Carol and I just wish you, and Deb, I wish you all a wonderful Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Happy Hanukkah, that's starting soon. Okay, so just ironed that nice and flat. And now I think while I have this open, I am going to do a top stitch. Am I going to do a top stitch? Yeah. So I'm back to 10D. And now I'm going to move the needle over. I do love this foot. So I'm riding right along the edge of my seam. It has a piece of metal that goes right down into the seam. And then I'm sewing 3 needle links over to the right. Should probably look at it, make sure I like it. Yep, like it. This would be a perfect place to do a decorative stitch if you wanted to. The machine sounds noisy. I think she's about ready for a cleaning. Okay. So there we go. Now, only a few more steps left. Now we have to sew it together to form the pillowcase. And we have to trim it on this side to accommodate the different widths of fabric. And because I'm sitting here and I don't have a rotary cutter, we're going to do it by hand with scissors. And then we're going to do a French seam. A French seam is basically when you hide the raw edges. If I had a serger, we could serge it. You know, that's something, I've never gone for a loom, and I won't. I'm holding off on ever getting myself a loom, although they do look fun. The other thing is a serger. I think I can hold off getting serger. Now look at how off that is. Okay, so first, don't you love the sound of scissors working? It reminds me of Grammy. Okay, and now I suppose I could even fold this in half. I don't want to take any more off than I have to. And ideally, I don't want to hit a pin. How's that sound? Okay, the flange was a little bit thick. So I'm eyeballing about 1 inch off the side here. Okay. So now what we're going to do, these, I know it looks like this looks funny, right? Because we have our right sides together. Now I'm going to do a very scant 1/4 inch seam along the bottom and the side. Actually, I don't want to leave that on. Go. In the past, by doing this really scant 1/4 inch, I have inadvertently not caught both sides. So make sure when you're doing your scant seam that you do catch both sides. Because if you don't, you'll get a blowout in your French seam, and that just doesn't look as good. You can fix it, but it just doesn't look as neat. So it's been a busy week around here, what with moving packages and doctor's appointments and haircut appointments and delivering all of our quilts, with the exception of this one. This one is going to be a little late. Okay. So I did more like an 1/8 inch, which I don't really like. That's almost too thin. So I'm giving it another go. Okay, now we're ready to turn it, iron it, and do the final seam. So now it's all together, but we have the raw edge out here. So pull this side out. Hi, Mom. Have a safe trip tomorrow. Oh, very cool. Hi, Misty. I am late, but wanted to, Merry Christmas to you too, Misty, and thanks for jumping in. We're just making last minute pillowcases, and we're doing flanges. So welcome. So now that's inside out. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I'm already dreaming of what we're going to have to eat to celebrate the holiday. I think some nice steak sounds good. Okay. Oh, you can't really see me over here. So I just ironed it flat, and now I'm going to do another like 3/8. So bigger than a 1/4 inch, 3/8, or even a 1/2 inch. Might even do a 1/2 inch to make sure we're good and we've encased our raw edges. Okay, different foot. Oh, and then I'll show you my gifts. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't put. There we go. That's better. It's not a juki, but it's going pretty fast, huh? And then when I get to the end, I go back and forth to the very end. Then I switch and I go back and forth here. And I might do one more seam. I'm going to do another seam about 1/8 of an inch in. Just because it looks nice and clean. Come on, over the flange is a little tough. There we go. You have to remember, these get washed a lot. And they wear out. Okay. We have one holiday pillowcase. Ready to sleep on. Merry Christmas. I know I keep saying that. Need some new material. Aw, Kelly Clarkson, you know, I like Kelly Clarkson, her new show. And it times well with when I get home from work these days. And I like it because she sings a song in the morning. Anyway, today she was giving away, I think they were CD-ROMs of It's a Wonderful Life. Did anyone see that? And did you see that the little girl who talks about every time the bell rings, it means an angel got the wings? She was in the audience and she said the line from the movie. So that was kind of neat. She said Jimmy Stewart, who played the father in It's a Wonderful Life, was delightful and kind to her. She remembered goofing up her line, and he was very calm, and he said, "Don't worry, we'll do it again." She said he was a tall man, and she liked riding on his shoulders. So, It's a Wonderful Life. Might be a good take if it, I'm sure it's playing on a TV near you. Look at that. Oh, so to answer everyone's question, let's measure once and for all, see exactly the size. Hang on, I'm going to get my tape measure here. Okay. It measures 20 and a half by, oh, this is interesting. I have 29. So it's not the 31. I must have goofed somewhere. I probably, doing the burrito, used up more fabric than I expected. But I like it. What do you think? Okay, 3 more to go. But before I do that, let's look at a few gifts I received. First off, from Kelsey, we went out to breakfast with all the girls, and this was Aurifil thread with a little bonnet on it. Cute. That was at our table. And then this was such a surprise from my friend Sue, who's a textile tart and a quilter. And I am loving it so far. It's called It's So Emma, and it's a stash and store. Honestly, I think this might be exactly what I was looking for, because I'm always over here behind my machine. I'm always looking for things. You can put anything in here. Check this out. Even your scissors. This is my oil stick for my Bernina. This is my lint brush. This is to change my needle. I can just reach over my seam ripper, my little stiletto that somehow I need to put another piece of glue. I made this at a retreat. Oh, I guess the beads are loose and they're going to fall off. So stay tuned. The ultimate storage system to keep everything in place. Excuse me. Keep everything in place. Oh, so organized by It's So Emma. What does it say on the back? Time to add some style to your storage. This tool is great for storing your sewing gadgets and so much more. Made from high quality silicone material, it's able to flex fit a wide array of items of various sizes. It's compact and durable, letting you take it wherever you go. So stay tuned, but so far so good. I like it. And thank you, Sue and Kelsey and everyone. Okay. Who else is out there? Carol. Hi, Lynn. How long will it take you to get to your sister's house in PA? It will take about 6.5 hours, maybe 7 if we stop at Port Jarvis, about halfway there. Hey, you love your store and stash. It's great. Yes. Yep. So it'll 6.5 hours. It depends. You know, there could be traffic tomorrow, but we're ready to just take it leisurely. KB, we may not get there in time for me to join you on your trip to pick up Mom, but no, we'll be there when you get back, just so you know. And maybe I'll text you and just let me know when you're leaving, and I'll let you know if it's anywhere near when I might be there. As I say, we're packed, and we have a few things left to put. We have to put it all in the car, and a few last minute things. And I don't think we'll get up real early. I think we'll just leave when we get up. Carol, at least the weather will be okay. That's true. Good point. It looks good. Do you believe it's the winter solstice? Shortest day of the year tomorrow, I think. If that's right. Wow. Okay, let me check. I think Carol Bell sent something last week that I missed. And I wanted to make sure and share it. Let's see. Okay. There she is. Hi, Carol. I'm so glad you're out there. So I'm going to share both of your emails, Carol. First, last week, Carol said, hope you all have had a good week. Glad to see you're feeling better, Lynn. Thank you. She says, tonight I've been cutting triangles for half square triangle for the Bonnie Hunter Mystery Frolic. Yours, Carol, in Yorkshire, England. Look at those. How fun does that look? Okay. Then tonight, Carol says she's cutting. Hope we've had a good week and are ready for the holidays. We're getting there. Trying very hard this year not to go overboard because we've had a great year. I have to say, it's been a great year. We've traveled, we've done what we wanted to do, and namely quitting my job. It's been a great year. Okay, so tonight, Carol says, so that means less packages or presents for the holidays, but that's okay. We're going to be together. Oh, yay. Carol says, I finished work until next year. Congratulations. That must feel so good. Wow, you deserve some time off. She says, I've been busy getting everything ready for Christmas, but tonight it's quilting time, and I've been cutting out this week's clue for the Bonnie Hunter mystery. Merry Christmas to all the fibercasters. Oh, I love that fabric. Yours, Carol, in Yorkshire. Oh. Isn't that a pretty blue? Oh, I can't wait to see your. I saw Missouri Star sent out today the new Kona fabric for next year. It's a green. It's pretty. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my goodness. I think that's about what we have. Thank you, Carol, for sending that in. Thank you all for watching. I just love that you're out there. Really appreciate it. We're almost, so next week will be our final week of this year, and we're heading into a new year, and I think we should do something different. So stay tuned I've been giving it some thought, so stay tuned on what we might do there. Aw, Merry Christmas, Carol. Thanks. I'll see you next Friday night. So, and if Sue Norton is out there, congratulations on your retirement. Very proud of you. And everyone who's having vacation, you deserve it. Take some time to do what you love, and be with people that you care about. So that's it. Go make a pillowcase. It's very gratifying. And just think, when you're done, you can go sleep on it, which is what I'm going to do. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me. See you next Friday. Bye.